What will heaven be like? Let's talk about some of the most common questions about heaven on 3-Minute Theology. Like I said in my last video, I was originally going to fit all this into one video, but just had too much content. So last week we talked about 3 of the 7 most common questions people have about heaven. Today, let's answer 4 more questions about heaven. And don't forget, there is a difference between heaven now and heaven after the day of judgment. Like I said last week, we really have more information about the final heaven, but I think we can assume the current one is pretty similar. All right, let's get into the questions. Number 4, are people in heaven able to see what is happening on earth? Maybe, to some degree, though probably not in the way it's been presented in pop culture. Both Revelation and Hebrews in the Bible seem to indicate that those in heaven are aware of earthly events. In addition, Jesus says in Luke 15 that there is great joy in heaven when someone puts their faith in him. So they probably are aware of what's going on to some degree. Number 5, will there be animals in heaven? The Bible indicates that there will be animals that are part of the new heaven and earth, but that's not what people really want to know. They want to know whether their pets will be in heaven. Unfortunately, the Bible doesn't say, so we'll have to wait to find out. Number 6, will heaven be boring? Okay, so the people who ask this are probably envisioning a heaven where we sit around as angels and play harps all day. But that's not what the Bible depicts, and it never says that we become angels. Psalm 16:11 says that in God's presence is abundant joy, and his right hand are eternal pleasures. Everything good, enjoyable, and fascinating in this life comes from God. So, all the good things that make life worth living come from him. So to be in his presence will be the exact opposite of boring. Also, while the Bible says that we will rest from our labor, it also says that we will serve the Lord. So I believe that we will have responsibilities. Work is not a bad thing. It was God's idea. Adam and Eve had a job to do before they disobeyed God. So why would that be different for us? I think we'll still be using our creativity, intellect. We'll just be doing it without sin and death. Imagine doing the most fulfilling work you could think of while at the same time experiencing complete unity with God, the source of the best things in life. That's what heaven will be like. Number 7, will we know our loved ones? In 1 Thessalonians 4, Paul talks about being together with the Thessalonians in heaven. He certainly doesn't give us any indication that he wouldn't know them. So the really good news is that our relationships with our loved ones who put their faith in Jesus will continue in heaven. The only difference is that they will be better than they ever were before. In fact, you're going to get to spend a lot more time with them on the other side of this life in heaven. This is meant to be one of the most encouraging things about heaven that we can look forward to. On next week's 3-Minute Theology, we'll talk more about hell and look at some unorthodox views that question if it's even a real place. Until next time.